take it for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good. Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Friday evening here on Homegrown Local Radio, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. And for those also tuning in online to the video stream, yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen tonight. Mid-State Conference boys basketball tonight with the Aitkin Gobbler boys playing host to the Pequot Lakes Patriots. Patriots come in with a 12-3 record. Gobblers 3-10 on the season, and they've been off since last Thursday for the Detroit Lakes against Detroit Lakes. Last time that either team played for the Gobblers, but well, for Pequot Lakes, they are in the midst of a thick part of their schedule as well, coming off a back-to-back now, the second of a back-to-back, but 4 straight wins for them, and also now 11 of their last 12 games. They found themselves in the win column as well, Jeremy. But looking here, of course, as we get into our broadcast here tonight, this is going to be quite a good matchup and a physical matchup as well, too.
Yeah, for sure. And not only a conference game, a section game.
Absolutely.
So currently Pequot sitting at the top of the section, and as you said, a physical game. But that's what will play into the Gobblers. They want that physical game. They're athletic, they're strong, and so when you go physical, it's going to benefit the Gobblers. Pequot, a great shooting team, very deep off the bench, and so I think we're in for a game tonight.
It certainly will be quite the game as Pequot enters with a 5-0 record in Section 7-2A, while the Gobblers sitting at 1-5 on the season. Gobblers 4 straight losses for them, 7 of their last 8 games, but hasn't been for a lack of effort. It just has been a fast start for the Gobblers, and then towards the later end, there's been a combination of getting out rebounded in the later half, getting into some foul trouble as well, and then just overall just losing steam in the second half.
Right. There's just parts of each game, that they've, kind of got away from what they do well, and so if they can stay with it, stay with their game plan, they're going to be in every game. They easily could be 8-5, 9-4 right now in the season, and so many of those games that 2-3 points or ends up being 5 or 6 points that got away from them, and they'd love to have those games back.
Much more to talk about here on the pregame show, leading us up to the, of course, First Western Bank and Trust opening tip here tonight as the Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Pequot Lakes Patriots in boys high school basketball. We'll talk more about this matchup, our out-of-town broadcast schedule, even get our starting lineup brought to you by Valor Inns of Family Foods a little bit later on here in the broadcast. But we'll step aside here for a break as the Aitkin Gobblers take on the Pequot Lakes Patriots on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses UC Advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
Aitkin Health Services is hiring additional nurses and CNAs. All new hires will receive a $4.75 per hour wage in addition to and above regular pay scale. Contact Aitkin Health Services to inquire on these positions or visit sfhs.hcshiring.com. St. Francis Health Services and Affiliates is an equal opportunity employer.
It's been a family tradition since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
And in Little Falls.
Welcome back here this evening to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. Those also tuning in online at yourliveevent.com. Boys High School Basketball Mid-State Conference, Section 7-2A Boys Basketball. Paul Vold on the call with Jeremy Jansen joining us here on the pregame show and throughout the broadcast as well, keeping book for us too. But Jeremy, taking a look here, especially now in the part of the season here, the Gobblers did have a little bit of a break here in their schedule of playing last Thursday on the road at Detroit Lakes, or playing against Detroit Lakes last week, and then not playing again since Friday as well. That's going to be a real nice little break in the schedule, especially now with one full month left in the regular season for the Gobblers.
Yeah, you're always going to have guys banged up along the way, and so midway through to have that 4 or 5 days off is nice, but you play here Friday and then you've got 4 next week, so there's no rest, and so they got a little bit right now, but it's right back at it, and so but yes, the boys, they'd rather be playing this time of the year, playing games,
right,
than practicing 4 days in a row too.
That's always one thing that especially keeping in the flow of everything, game reps as well, getting those situations, because you can only practice that so much before it obviously isn't going to simulate the exact same thing that happens in a game as well.
100%. You can practice run all those stuff, but you need the game to evaluate what you did in practice, and so you have something to work on the next day, or things you're doing well, and to be able to build off of that. So although you work on a lot of good things in practice, you need a game to evaluate how that week of practice went. So tonight will be that evaluation.
It certainly will be, and hopefully the JV game was no indication, at least in the first half, of how the game's going to go. Boy, the officials were calling it a little bit tight to start off.
Yeah, and then the second half, I think both teams ended up with 4 fouls. You weren't there last night, but in the girls' game over in Staples, both teams were in the double bonus with 10 minutes to play in the first half. And
my goodness.
I think the combined was 55 fouls called in that game. And, I get, calling fouls, but there was many times just let them play. And I've also felt that here in the first half of the JV game. There was some tic-tac stuff called. And so if that's any indication of how this one's going to be, there'll be some guys sitting on the bench with 5.
That and a whole lot more still to get to here in the pregame show. But before we go to a break, and a look here at an out-of-town scoreboard, we do have a couple of games on the airwaves. Earlier, it was Cherry defeating Pine River Bacchus boys basketball on yourliveevent.com. An earlier game with snow days going on over in Pine River. Doubleheader over on Real Country 94-3, the first half of that doubleheader with Rush City and Mille Lacs. Boys following the girls game over in Onamia. Boys high school basketball, of course, the number 14 ranked Crosby Ironton Rangers take on Staples Motley tonight on Skeeter 101.5. And girls high school hockey, the regular season wrapping up tonight for the Northern Lakes Lightning girls. That is going to be on Cash 95, as well as, of course, at rjbroadcasting.com. Northern Lakes taking on, that is going to be International Falls. That game up in Walker tonight. A little bit of an easier drive, I would say, for International Falls instead of making the trip down to Breezy or even Crosby as well. But that and a lot more to still get to here on the pregame show. Of course, we had our sit-down conversation with Coach Rich Spitzka for the Pequot Lakes Patriots. We'll have our conversation with him coming up here on the pregame show as the Gobblers take on the Patriots. Section 7-2A boys basketball mid-state conference matchup as well here on yourliveevent.com and the Gobbler.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet Buick GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
Aitkin Health Services is hiring additional nurses and CNAs. All new hires will receive a $4.75 per hour wage in addition to and above regular pay scale. Contact Aitkin Health Services to inquire on these positions or visit sfhs.hcshiring.com. St. Francis Health Services and Affiliates is an equal opportunity employer.
It's been a family tradition since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Welcome back to the pregame show here tonight on yourliveevent.com, as well as the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. Boys High School basketball tonight with Pequot Lakes taking on the Aitkin Gobblers tonight, a mid-state conference battle. As we get a chance to catch up with head coach for the Pequot Lakes Patriots, Rich Spiska, joins us here this evening. Coach, thanks again for taking so much time here to speak with us before tonight's game.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, Coach. Of course, you're a team in the midst of a week, back-to-back games playing last night as well. A win over Staples Motley, 57-46. Tell us a little bit about that game. Oh, actually, that was last week, but last night's game against Proctor, 81-44, a little bit more in the control of the Patriots in that game as well. Tell us a little bit about that victory over the Rails from last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did some good things. We had a pretty definitive size advantage against them, and we had a lot more experience as far as players coming back than they did. So we did some good things. It's a long trip, and I thought it took us a little bit to kind of get going. We were fortunate enough to have a decent lead at halftime, but then kind of came out early in the second half and, did what we needed to do to create some separation and able to rotate some kids in so we can stay as fresh as possible for the back-to-back nights going into tonight.
And talking about the fact as well, Coach, kind of touching on a couple things you had mentioned with having the size advantage as well. Has that been one of the big focal points for your team this season, using that size to your advantage, especially on the inside and getting rebounds?
Yeah, I mean, we don't rebound it as well as we probably should, but, from a size perspective, we're pretty big and pretty long, so we do create some problems defensively for other teams. I'd say it's been fairly consistent. We're still trying to polish out a rotation on how all the pieces fit together, so it hasn't been as consistent as you'd want it to be, heading into February here, but a lot of new parts for us, still trying to figure it out. But we do, most nights we're able to use size and length to an advantage at some rhyme or reason.
How about that rotation you just mentioned as well? How many players are you working in about every night?
Yeah, we work in about 10 every night pretty consistently. It ebbs and flows a little bit depending on who we play. When teams play man or teams play zone, it kind of varies on, who gets more minutes and who gets less just because of the skill sets. But, we feel like we got a really adaptable and flexible lineup. We can play a bunch of different ways. Just kind of depends on who we're playing on how that shakes out.
Well, the fact that you're playing against a team in Aitkin as well, that they're still trying to iron out a few details. How do you think the matchup with your team, maybe some key points that you're looking at? What are you looking at here with this matchup against the Gobblers tonight?
I think first and foremost, they're always physical, and they play really hard, and it's a tough place for us to play. It kind of seems to be. We don't always play our best over there. They make life difficult for you, so we're going to have to handle the physicality and handle a little bit of the intensity of the environment, just because it's usually a pretty full house and pretty animated crowd. So hopefully we can kind of get through that. We just got to take, it's kind of the same thing every night. Take care of the ball, take the shots that come to us. Hopefully we make some, and get to the glass, try to get some second chances, and try to get Aitkin to take the shots they don't want to take and keep them off the glass.
Well, Coach, we certainly do appreciate the time, as always, looking at this matchup here tonight for your team, too. Best of luck tonight. Look forward to possibly talking to you after the game as well.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Head coach for the Pequot Lakes Patriots, Rich Spiska, joins us here on the pregame show as the Patriots take on your Aitkin Gobblers tonight in Aitkin as well. We'll take a break. More at the pregame show still coming up with the Aitkin Gobblers taking on Pequot Lakes boys high school basketball on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
This is Jim Berkemeier, owner of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Together with Bernie, we're inviting you to join us on a tour of Victoria, Vancouver, and the Canadian Rockies, July 14th through 23rd. On this tour, we'll visit historic Victoria, tour the breathtaking Butchert Gardens, and experience the stunning scenery of the Canadian Rockies via rails train. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ. Learn more about this tour and watch the travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Remember the keyword RJ.
Welcome back here Left on the pregame show here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com. Just a few moments before National Anthem and our Valerie Ann's Family Foods starting lineup in our first Western Bank and Trust opening tip. Paul Volt, Jeremy Jansen join alongside here. And of course, Jeremy, we did hear a little bit from Coach Spiska from Pequot Lakes talking about obviously just even looking at the starting lineups, and also with the team depth-wise overall for Pequot. They do have that reach and that size as well. That's going to have to well be contended for the Gobblers tonight.
Yeah, the one way you get, you could defend that height and reach is by playing good position, and getting yourself in position for rebounds. And so Gobblers going to have to do a good job of that tonight when you're all matched on the height and on the boards there. So hopefully they come ready to play and they put one together tonight.
Yeah, definitely going to have to be strong on the glass tonight, especially on the offensive side, too. They're going to have to create some second chances if they want to be able to, especially slowing things down for their need offensively. That's going to have to be a big precedent tonight.
Yeah, the Gobblers don't want to get in a track meet here. Mm-hmm. They want to play, set up their offense, run their offense. And, to your point, if you're a one shot and done, it typically gets a team going the other direction pretty quickly and transition points. So we need to do a better job of running the offense and burying the shots we get.
National Anthem and our starting lineup still on the way. We'll take a break here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
Coming June 23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kix, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Aitkin Gobblers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aitkin. Enjoy the broadcast.
Coming June 23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kix, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
This is Jim Berkemeyer, owner
Help you diagnose the problem so you get the right part. Or check out one of their completely reconditioned and warranted pre-owned appliances. For major appliances without the major price, plus parts and services, see Wides across from Lakes Printing on Oak Street, Brainerd. Also ask about multiple purchase discounts.
Welcome back tonight here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. For those also tuning in to the video stream, yourliveevent.com. Time now we get a look here at our Valerie Ann's Family Foods starting lineups tonight. Place your order with Valerie Ann's Foods in Ossipee. Breakfast, lunch, and their famous single-serving dinners. Pick one up fresh tonight or stock up with frozen entrees for the week. Valerie Ann's Family Foods in Ossipee between Cross Lake and Merrifield on County Road 3. Starting first with the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Pequot Lakes Patriots. Their lineup will go like this. Number 2 is a 5'11" senior guard in Ryan Harmala. Number 3 is a 5'10" senior guard in Nick Kataska. Number 4 is a 6'4" forward at a senior, Cruz Magazzini, and also a 6'1" junior guard is Eli Leposki, and a 6'7" center and senior, number 41, Sam Rashavi for the Patriots. Head coach Rich Spiska. Now for your Aitkin Gobblers, the starting lineup will go like this. Number 1 is a 6' senior guard in Gus Sanford. And number 2 is a 6'3" senior forward, Landon Jansen. Number 11 is a 5'10" senior guard in Zach McDonald. And number 13 is a 6'3", make that a junior forward in Alex Palm. And number 15 is a 5'10" senior guard in Jalen Williams. Head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers, Scott Stanfield, assisted by Greg Hills, Ben Schwartz, Daryl Smith, and manager is Bailey Gabriel. Leading up here to our First Western Bank and Trust opening tip with First Western Bank and Trust. We're not just here for you, we are you. With locations in Baxter, Nisswa, and Cross Lake, you can bank on us. Gobblers in the home whites, Aitkin going across in script. It's solid white numbers and letters. Pequot number and Lakes on the front of the uniform. Red numbers, blue trim, blue numbers, red trim with the solid white and the chevrons going down the side of the jersey and the shorts as well. Sam Rashavi, Alex Palm will take the opening tip. No surprise in Sam Rashavi winning the opening tip with a 6'7" frame, as the Pequot Lakes Patriots will work it over left to right on your radio dials and on your computer screens. Fed inside to Rashavi, now back up top for Leposki. Works it over to Harmala out on the right wing, down into the right corner, is pushed out of bounds, and it will be Zach McDonald that will be called for the first foul of the night, using the body down along at the baseline.
I think Atasco would have taken himself on a bounds there. He didn't need the help.
He certainly was pushing his momentum along that right baseline, as Leposki will inbound right to Magazzini, as Leposki ends up back with the basketball, working it from right to left across the perimeter, as it's almost taken away. It is taken away before being last touched by Gus Sanford, going out of bounds. Nice play by Zach McDonald, landing right in the lap. I think Jackson McDonald might have caught him. A little self-preservation there from the student section.
Good hustle play.
Leposki, top of the right side, right back to Rashavi inside. Banks it up off the glass. Can't finish the shot. Long rebound into the hands now of Cruz Magazzini. Fed inside right now, back out. Leposki from the left elbow, extended back out to the three-point circle. We're a minute in, no points so far. To the right corner now for Magazzini. Back to Rashavi outside the paint, being defended by Jansen. Working it back around, it'll be Leposki from the right elbow. Stops, pops a shot, and good for the first points of the ball game tonight. 16:51 counting downward in this first half, 2-0, as the Gobblers have the basketball for the first time tonight. To Jalen Williams on the left side, works it back to the middle to himself, as McDonald at the top of the key now, works it right side now, stops, fires a shot himself inside, out of position, long rebound, tipped out of the air, still down on the ground, as we will get a jump ball on the tie-up. Gobblers will keep the basketball. A lot of loose hands out there fighting for that loose ball, but luckily enough, the Gobblers will get the ball but lose the possession arrow in the process. McDonald inbounds right to Jalen Williams, up off the glass. He is fouled as the shot will not go, but still, Jalen Williams will get to the free throw line.
Harmala, I think that's his first.
Correct.
Team's first.
Both teams with one foul here in the opening goings of our contest. First free throw from Jalen Williams, no good. Late arriving along the sides of the free throw lane were the Gobblers, as there was a whole bunch of white shirts, as the free throw no good, but blocked out of the air. Gus Sanford got the rebound, taken down by Sam Rashavi, and we go back the other way with Leposki from the free throw circle. Harmala, right corner from Magazzini, good for a three. Cruz Magazzini, a three for a 5-0 start for the Patriots of Pequot Lakes. To Gus Sanford across the timeline, works it back out to Zach McDonald. Looks for a cut somewhere, gets a screen now from Jansen. Thought about the three, wasn't enough space for him to work with. Sanford from the right elbow spins outside the paint now to Landon Jansen, top of the right side. Gets a screen once again, does Zach McDonald. Enough room this time for a three off the side of the iron, no good. Long fight for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. Gobblers will turn it over. 5-0 our start here on the Brando Motors of Aitkin and Aitkin Health Services scoreboard. Working it over to the right side. Gobblers defending against number 2 and Ryan Harmala. Left corner now for a number 3. Nick Kataska gets it down low to Rashavi, but Leposki ends up back with it at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Rashavi. Now Harmala from the left elbow. Back left corner, 3 from Leposki is good. 8 straight points to open up the ball game, and a quick timeout. A Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout taken by the Gobblers. 15-18 to play in the first half. 8-0 the score. Pequot on top of the Gobblers on the Gobbler, and as well as yourliveevent.com.
Broadcasting Incorporated. Together with Bernie, we're inviting you to join us on a tour of Victoria, Vancouver, and the Canadian Rockies, July 14th through 23rd. On this tour, we'll visit historic Victoria, tour the breathtaking Butchert Gardens, and experience the stunning scenery of the Canadian Rockies via rails train. Visit holidayvacations.com. Keyword RJ. Learn more about this tour and watch the travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Remember the keyword RJ.
Coming.
Good luck, Patriots.
8-0 our score here. Just a couple of minutes into the ball game. Public address announcer Dave Sadlowski announces Scotty's birthday today.
Scotty Johnson. Happy birthday, Scotty.
Oh, Scotty. Can't say Aitkin Gobblers without saying Scotty in the same sentence whatsoever.
He knows every official, most people from every town.
Always a delight to have Scotty in attendance, and it feels weird if he's never around, too, in that same regard. But the Gobblers down 8-0 after a Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout as Landon Jansen goes up off the glass for the first points of the game for the Gobblers. So a successful timeout on the Brandel Motors of Aitkin and Aitkin Health Center, Aitkin Health Services scoreboard. But Leposki back the other way, a quick jumper of his own. After that Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout from Coach Scott Stanfield, Jalen Williams will get it outlet to a teammate in Alex Palm. Jalen Williams from the right elbow backs out to Alex Palm, jumper outside in the perimeter, and 2 more points for the Gobblers.
Gobblers need more of Alex to do that. He's a great shooter. He distributes the ball really well, but we need him to score.
10-4, now make it 12-4 after a layup from the Patriots in Leposki. He's got 9 of the 12 points for the Patriots here. Not even 4 minutes into the ball game. Jalen Williams outstretched to the left wing, and it's taken away as a trailing defender in Harmala forces the steal and the turnover. Kataska tries to get it to Rashavi down low. He gets it back himself for a 3. Rashavi with a rebound with the right-handed finish. Gobblers down by 10, now at 14-4. Out of position on the rebound, but then again, when you're going up against a 6'7" frame in Rashavi.
Yeah, but if Landon gets in position there, he can get that board.
Got to have the right angle. Right side now into the corner for Palm. Back out to Gus Sanford. To Jalen Williams at the top of the circle. Now back to the right side for Sanford. Kicks it right corner for Alex Palm. Now right back to Landon Jansen, who's knocked in the lane. No foul called on the shot. And the Gobblers give it back the other way. Leposki going to fire a 3 off the front of the rim. Long rebound. Still a fight for it, but it's going to be into the right corner for another attempt. But back out to Leposki. Gets his own 3. Again, misses it after the initial rebound from Rashavi. With 13 minutes to go and a reach on the Patriots. That's going to be against Kataska. His first, team second. We'll see a few substitutions in for each side. Eli Christie in for the Gobblers. First time tonight for him. Seeing a couple of changes on the other side for Pequot Lakes. Number 15, Braden Spiska into the game. Along with number 22, Evan Rood off the bench. Jumper inside from Palm. No good as it rattled halfway around but couldn't fall in. Coming back the other way now come the Patriots. With Spiska working his way around the perimeter. Now left side for number 24 in Carson Thurlow. Back to Leposki, top of the right side. Gets a screen, works away from it. Leposki in the lane. Floater is good. 16-4. Now make it 11 of the 16 scored by Leposki. 5 minutes into the game. And already at double digits. Left side for McDonald now to Eli Christie. Battling into the corner now, looks to get rid of it. He does to to Zach McDonald. His shot blocked out of the air and will be forced out.
Yeah, that's the long arms of Sam there. You know, you're going to have to get rid of that ball quickly when he's closing in.
And thankfully, Eli Leposki will get a siesta for the Patriots, as the Gobblers thankful for that. As they'll now bring back in Eli Christie at the top of the circle from the right elbow. Stops, feeds it down low to Palm. His shot initially hit halfway up, but collected by the Patriots. Back the other way with under 12 to go in the first half. 16-4 our score. Patriots with handle to Harmala at the top of the circle, left side now for Carson Thurlow. Works it in the middle. Ball loose out on the floor there as we will get the jump ball, and the tie-up stays with the Patriots. Evan Rood along with, I think, Jalen down there, Zach McDonald down there.
Gus, and there was kind of a scrum, rugby scrum there for that ball.
It certainly was. Inbound to the right of the basket, triggered out to the left corner now. Thurlow up with his right-handed shot, I should say. They'll go to Evan Rood, actually. 18-4. 11.5 to go. Gobblers looking for some sustained offense on the other end. Alex Palm on the right wing. Try to fight against a double team to Eli Christie. Tries to get rid of the pass. It's taken away by Thurlow. He'll run back the other way for the Patriots. To Harmala, top of the key now, working left side. Kicks it into the corner for Thurlow. Spins the lane. Fed down low for 22 and Evan Rood. 20-4 the score with 11:07 to play. Another timeout taken by the Gobblers. 11:07 to go here in the first half on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
Through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kix, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
Welcome.
You and your safety.
20-4 our score here on the Gobbler, yourliveevent.com. Gobblers using another Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout, is trailing by that score of 20-4 with 11 minutes, under 11 now to play here in the first half. Alex Palm, cross-court pass to Gus Sanford. Looks somewhere to go with it to the right side for Eli Christie. Christie back to Sanford near the top of the circle. Looking left now, fed down low, blocked out of the air and taken out of bounds. Last touch by the Patriots. It will stay with the Gobblers.
You know, that's right now you got a mismatch underneath with the Gobblers, and so we're going to have to try to get that ball inside.
Inbound trigger to the left of the basket for Jalen Williams. The Gus Sanford will fire a three right up the inbound, misses the mark, and it's taken full stretch out pass, looking the other way, but drawn around Gavin Kennan, who checked in during the stoppage. Out-of-town scoreboard update over on Cash 95 after one period. Northern Lakes girls up 1-0 against I Falls. That one up in Walker tonight.
Have you seen what the section, how it lines up for the Northern Lakes girls?
That would be a question for the man on the call for that one, Devin Kruger. All I know is that section playoffs start next week. And most likely looking at a possible home game as a foul on the way. As looks like Landon Jansen will head his way to the free throw line.
It's going 24. I think it's going.
And we'll go against Carson Thurlow. His first, team's third of this half with 10:13 to go. Gobblers down 20-4. Now make it 20-5 with Landon his first points of the night.
Actually, he had a 2-point bucket earlier, so that was his third point tonight.
Good to know. Second free throw is good. 4 points on the night now for Landon. Patriots back the other way, looking for action down underneath as Kennan comes out with it, even with a double team. Kataska back out now to the right wing, cross-court pass to Harmala. Looking back to Kennan outside the perimeter, right corner. Three from Kataska is good. 23-6 now. Another not made three for the Patriots as they bring up the pressure in the front court. Now bringing it up, and a foul on the reach, it looks like. This one might go against Leposki. No, they're going to say 22. Evan Rood. 9:39 to go. Cruz Magazzini back into the game. Sam Rashavi as well for the Patriots. As the Gobblers will inbound to Gus Sanford, who reestablishes himself in the front court now. Right side, back to Sanford after a pass from Alex Palm. Fed inside, try to get it to Micah Lane as his last touch by the Patriots. As Jansen and McDonald out for the Gobblers right now. Williams, Jalen Williams that is. Micah Lane in on this set. Inbound to Eli Christie inside the perimeter for a jumper, knocks it in.
Eli's got a really nice jump shot.
Back the other way, a three from the left corner is good for Cruz Magazzini, 26-8. And got a stoppage on the floor. Foul called against number 3, Kataska. His second, team's 5th of the half. Zach McDonald back in. Gus Sanford will come out for a spell.
The Gobblers are on a sorts on defense here,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the one thing they can't have happen.
It's led to some opportunities on the offensive end for the Patriots, with them getting some open looks and making it hurt from outside thus far. 26-8 as Eli Christie, a cross-court heave to Zach McDonald, left corner, thought about the three. Pass is going to be stripped out of the air. Last touch by a Gobbler, as it was number 4, Cruz Magazzini, banking it off the leg of Eli Christie. And going out of bounds was the ball, right back to the Patriots. 8:46 to go, 26-8 on the Brandel Motors of Aitkin and Aitkin Health Services scoreboards. Rashavi losing the handle, but lo and behold, a teammate there to bail him out. Three from the right corner for the Patriots. Good. Cruz Magazzini.
At some point, the Gobblers are going to have to get out of a 2-3 zone. We get caught in this, and this is a score because we're stuck in the 2-3, and teams have shot their way out of it.
21-point deficit for the Gobblers. 8:17, a foul called on the floor. This one going to go against Ryan Armala, his second, team's 6th of the half. Only real blemish for them here in this first half for the Patriots. 8:17 to go in the first half. 29-8 Gobblers. Zach McDonald for a three off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Rashavi. Hands it off to Leposki, directing traffic coming across the timeline in the right corner now for Magazzini. Down along the baseline between the hands of one Patriot. And we get a kick ball with 7:58 to play. Sanford and Jansen both back in for the Gobblers. Inbound right in front of the end of the Gobbler bench. It'll be to Thurlow back out left corner for a three for Magazzini. Fight for a rebound, but it's going to be Gus Sanford with the ball. Outlet to Zach McDonald. Up with the right hand, and we get a travel call against Zach McDonald. And that will turn it over against Aitkin. 29-8. Pequot Lakes with the basketball. Leposki, 11 points in the first half, as he had 11 of 16 to start off, but now, since he's had a little bit of a break, scores opened up a little bit more to the other side. Leposki going to fire a three-pointer of his own. Long rebounded down to Magazzini out of the left corner now. Leposki left alone for another three. High off the backboard is actually number 21, Grant Logue, was the one that shot. But it goes out of bounds as it hit off the back of the rim and off the top of the backboard and out. 7:18 counting downward in the first half here from Aitkin High School to left side for the Gobblers. Zach McDonald back to Jalen Williams, right side for Eli Christie. Skips it in the perimeter now as Jalen Williams backs out of the right corner. Now into that right corner, a pass for Eli Christie. Down along the baseline, it's last touched by the Patriots, going out of bounds, and will stay with the Gobblers. Evan Rude back in for the Patriots, checking in for Cruz Magazzini. Inbound to left of the basket from McDonald. He'll do inbound, and it'll be right to Gus Sanford. Right at midcourt, reestablishes Christie's shot. Basket will count as he is fouled on the way. Eli Christie will head his way to the free throw line.
Kind of an acrobatic shot there and hung on to it so it wouldn't get blocked. And
foul against number 22, Evan Root, is second, team's 7th, and one opportunity now for the Gobblers as the free throw is good.
Kind of rolled around, coming out, rolled back down.
Ugly but effective nonetheless.
Yes.
A lot like my athletic career. Not going to wow you with the numbers, but man, am I a real good glue guy.
You are.
Every team's got to have it.
You want a long at bat, you call on Paul Vold.
Absolutely. It's all about the QABs making the pitcher sweat a little bit. Specialty. Bottom third of the lineup, I'm your guy. 6.5 to go. And he's got a foul called on the offensive end, it looks like, against Eli Christie. That'll be
Eli's first, yep.
Only the Gobblers' second foul this first half as well. 6.5 to play. Leposki in the left corner now for the Patriots. Down low, Rashavi through a sea of hands. Gets now up to 4 points in this game. And Rashavi, that ball might have caught him as opposed the other way. Gobblers back the other way offensively with Gus Sanford, top of the circle, now right side to McDonald. Cross court heave once again back over to Sanford, looks for a lane and throws it into a sea of hands, and it lands in the hands of the Patriots. 31-11, 6 minutes to go. Patriots back in the right corner now for Evan Rood. Now a shot in the lane from number 5 for the Patriots. That is Gavin Kennan, and looks like he's heading his way to the free throw line.
I think the call is going to go against Alex Palm.
You would be correct in your summation. Third foul for the Gobblers. First time at the free throw line for Gavin Kennan. First free throw no good. 20-point advantage at 31-11. Checking in. Number 15, Braden Spiska for the Patriots. Second free throw from Kennan is good. 32-11. Under 6 to go in the first half. Gobblers taking their time, trying to break through the press, and they will do just that with Gus Sanford right in front of the Patriot bench. Into the right corner now. Back out to Sanford on the right wing. Dribbles his way back to the top of the circle, nearing midcourt. Feeling the pressure. Throws a pass to McDonald, who comes out with it. Runs into a teammate in that right corner. And the pass stolen away. Outlet pass to Leposki. One-on-one. Up with the left hand. Can't finish a shot. Put back and the jam from Sam Rashavi. Draws a reaction from the crowd. The student section it is, and the Patriot fans on the far side of the court. 5:23 to go, 34-11. Timeout called in this first half. We'll take a break as well here on the Gobbler and YourLiveEvent.com.
Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Team 27.
34-11 our score here on the Aitkin Health Services and Brandel Motors of Aitkin scoreboard. Paul Vold joined alongside Jeremy Jans, and another timeout taken by the Gobblers. A Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout that is, after the putback jam from Sam Rashavi. Now up to 6 points in the ball game, but now a 23-point advantage in this first half of the Patriots over the Gobblers.
The Gobblers got to get back to running an offense here. There's just nothing.
5:19 counting downward after the timeout by Coach Stanfield. Jalen Williams backs out from the right side to Gus Sanford, going the wrong direction, nearing midcourt. Both players as now Gus Sanford looks to shrink the zone as they'll go through a jumper in the lane off the front of the rim. Rashavi with a rebound quickly into the hands of number 32 in Eli Leposki with 11 points in the ball game to lead the Patriots thus far. A bullet pass in the lane as going out of bounds with it was Gavin Kennan. And we will get a turnover against the Patriots.
Pequot's second turnover this evening.
Under 5 to go in the first half, 34-11. Gobblers across midcourt now to Jalen Williams. Double team against him. Gets it over to Gus Sanford. Breaks through to the left wing now. Looks to drive through the lane. Up with an awkward shot. Foul called by all 3 officials. All up with an arm. That one's going to go against Gavin Kennan. 8th team foul of the first half, so we'll get, but it was in the act of shooting as well from Sanford, so he'll get 2 guaranteed free throws. First one was good, 34-12. Second free throw from Sanford, good. Knots the pair, 34-13. 4.5 to play in this first half. Pass to the left side now for the Patriots. Leposki at the top of the circle, working it back over to left now for number 21, Grant Logue. As Spiska to Leposki, back to Logue on the left wing. Up top for Leposki at the top of the circle now to Logue on the perimeter to Rashavi just outside the paint. Cut pass right through the middle, through the lane with ease for Eli Leposki. 13 points, 36-13. Jalen Williams the other way, left corner for Eli Christie, draws along that left baseline for a pass out against Rashavi. Now gets it to Jalen Williams. Left corner, thought about the pass, did Williams. Gets it back to Gus Sanford. Skip pass at the top of the key now for Jalen Williams. Over to Gus Sanford now, right in front of the Patriot bench. Ball loose out on the floor. It's a 5-on-1 back the other way, and we get a blocked foul against Jalen Williams. All 5 players for the Patriots on the rush with only 1 Gobbler back defensively.
One thing the Gobblers are, the Patriots are doubling when they get across half court. If they can move the ball a little quicker, they're going to find somebody that's open.
3:39 to play here in the first half. 36-13 on the Gobbler and YourLiveEvent.com. Inbound, Leposki, left corner hesitates, will draw that double team, trying to get out of it outside the perimeter now. We'll get it to a pass over to Spiska. 3 for Leposki right in front of Coach Stanfield. Knocks it down. 39-13, 3:20 to go here in the first half. Alex Palm tries to catch a high pass, goes between his hands, and Eli Leposki ends up with it. To the right side for number 15, Braden Spiska, as Leposki fed inside now to Rashavi. Back out to Cruz Magazzini. Patriots get it to Rashavi at the right elbow. Working around. Now it'll be tipped through the lane as Landon's arm breaks up the pass from Magazzini to Gus Sanford. His shot too strong as it rolls right out. And Leposki will bring it back the other way for Cruz Magazzini. Back to Leposki near the top of the circle on the left side. Drives in the lane. Feeds it back out to Rashavi. Left side. 3 on the way. Off the front of the iron. No gun. Tipped out of the air. And Rashavi comes out with a board now after Magazzini catches the loose pass. Spiska, right wing. 2:20 to go. Through the lane. Leposki dishes it back out. Magazzini with the finger roll off the right side. Put back in. The shot is good for Sam Rashavi. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Left side now for the Gobblers. Ball bounced off the leg of a Patriot, but Leposki comes out with it as touching it before going out of bounds, as was caught out of bounds by Jalen Williams. Ball will stay with the Patriots with under 2 to go in the first half. Leposki will inbound to the right of the basket. Looks for that inbound, which he will, to number 21 in Grant Logue. Leposki at the free throw circle, steps back and pops his shot, knocks it in. 43-13, a 30-point lead for the Patriots. McDonald across half court for the Gobblers. To Landon Jansen. Looks for a pass back out to McDonald, which he will on the left side with 90 seconds to play. Turnaround jumper from Landon is good. From that left elbow near the free throw line. 6 points for Landon in the first half as the Patriots back the other way. with Eli Leposki to Grant Logue at the top of the key now. Back to Leposki, trailing his way, dishing it out, and a charge called against Leposki will be his first, team's
ninth, yeah.
He's going to hold up there a second because I knew the 8 was up there for fouls. Didn't want to guess it was wrong, but it was now correct. 9 fouls for the Patriots in the first half, 4 for the Gobblers. Jalen Williams, left elbow pass back out along the perimeter. Back to Williams now after a pass from McDonald to Gus Sanford with under a minute to go in the first half. McDonald's going to fire a 3. Too strong off the side of the rim. Magazzini with a rebound. And we'll give it up to Leposki across half court. Patriots slowing things down back on the offensive side now with a almost 30-point lead, 28-point lead currently as Magazzini back to Leposki. Nearing midcourt now, taking his time with 35 seconds to Sam Rashavi, right side. Look for that pass inside in the below the basket, but nothing going there. Thurlow kicks it back out to Rashavi in the right corner. Now back out to Leposki. 19 and counting downward left in this first half for the Patriots. Backing back out right near in front of the bench for the Gobblers. Leposki holding for the final shot. From the top of the circle, right corner for Magazzini. Back out to Leposki. From the free throw line, turnaround jumper on the way after the 3, but it is no good. 43-15 our halftime score. Our Lakes Area Paint and Body halftime report coming up. Patriots on top of the Gobblers here at the half. We'll talk about the numbers, out-of-town scoreboard, and much more coming up here with the halftime report on the Gobbler as well as yourliveevent.com.
Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Aitkin Gobblers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aitkin. Enjoy the broadcast.
Coming June 23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kicks, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
At R&J
Your life.
Welcome back here to the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and also yourliveevent.com. Halftime score 43-15, our halftime score here as the Pequot Lakes Patriots up at the half by that score of 43-15. Off to a rip and roaring start are the Patriots, led at that half by 18 points from Eli Leposki as well, making it hurt inside, outside as well. Cruz Magazzini also with 9 points in the first half, all of them from beyond a three-point range. On the other side for the Aitkin Gobblers, unfortunately in that first half, 8 turnovers in the first half, led by the likes of Landon Jansen with 6 points, 5 points from Eli Christie as well in that first half, but find themselves down by 28 points. In fact, we're down by 30 at a stretch in the first half as well. But long road ahead for the Gobblers, especially going into the second half. Well, I get a chance here getting a look at our out-of-town scoreboard as well. Our halftime score here, 43-15, but also seeing a couple of halftime or intermission scores at least. Northern Lakes Lightning up at halftime, girls high school basketball, but score of 1-0. That game over on Cash 95.9, 3WI as well. But also seeing some scores from earlier today did include the likes of Rush City defeating Mille Lacs boys basketball by the score of 82-43, which is over on Real Country 94.3 and also available at rjbroadcasting.com. Take another break. We'll get much more coming up here with the halftime report. Second half keys to the game as well. Of course, our halftime report here brought to you by Lakes Area Paint and Body in Brainerd, that has been a family-owned and operated since 1976, repairing all makes and models, and will work with all insurance companies and is ICAR certified. Lakes Area Paint and Body across from BIR. Their motto is back to exact.com. Take a quick break here. More of the Lakes Area Paint and Body halftime show here on the Gobbler, your live event.com.
We inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses UC Advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
Aitkin Health Services is hiring additional nurses and CNAs. All new hires will receive a $4.75 per hour wage in addition to and above regular pay scale. Contact Aitkin Health Services to inquire on these positions or visit sfhs.hcshiring.com. St. Francis Health Services and Affiliates is an equal opportunity employer.
Energy Cooperative cares about you and your safety.
Welcome back here to the halftime show, Lakes Area Paint and Body halftime show, as the Pequot Lakes Patriots on top of the Aitkin Gobblers 43-15. Paul Vold joined alongside Jeremy Jansen after the first half wrapped up, with Pequot Lakes just getting some open looks on the out. Again, this finding and beating the Gobblers to the positions on the offensive end, while the Gobblers have had some difficulty getting back on the defensive end as well in that first half.
Yeah, I don't know that the Gobblers attempted a lot of shots. I don't have that shot attempts, but it just didn't seem like it. We're getting out rebounded 11-2. Not that there was a lot of rebounded opportunities, because we didn't shoot the ball. And defensively, they made a lot of shots, so there wasn't a lot of rebound opportunities. So 8 turnovers for the Gobblers, 3 for the Patriots. Leposki with 18 here in the first half, and for the Gobblers, Eli's got 5 and Landon has 6. Gus and Alex Palm with a bucket each. So
long road ahead. Second half still coming up here with the Lakes Area Paint and Body halftime report as well. Again, no other updates other than the Northern Lakes Lightning up at Walker tonight, 1-0 after 1 period of play as well. But I know with it being a 28-point deficit for the Gobblers there, Jeremy, you still have to be able to contend here in the second half, not make it just a complete runaway contest. Learn what you got through here with this first half and still see an opportunity to create something out of the second half for Aitkin, too.
Yeah, you always can build no matter what. You had an evaluation of your week of practice and showed that you had a week off.
Right.
We were a little lethargic there, and the offense didn't look that well. But, you can always grow from what happened and get better within the game itself.
Well, we've got that second half still on the way here. The Lakes Area Paint and Body halftime report. Take a break. We've got second half action still coming your way here as the Gobblers trail at halftime against the Pequot Lakes Patriots 43-15 on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
At RNJ.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School on the Gobbler as well as yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen coming to you from the Cup Foods Brainerd and Baxter radio booth. Gobblers down by that score 43-15 to open up the second half of action here from Aitkin High School. Gobblers tonight will be only game of the week, but next week jam-packed, a lot of games.
All on the road, too.
All on the road as well. Our next game here after this one will be coming up. Actually, it will be on Tuesday, but that'll be the girls' edition of the Crosby-Ironton-Aitkin matchup as well. I'll have that for you Tuesday here on the Gobbler. Gobblers start off the second half of the basketball with Alex Palm. All 5 starters back in from the beginning and the opening tap as well in that first half. Working around the perimeter now with Alex Palm with the handle nearing the top of the key. Looks for a pass to the middle, now gets it back over to left for Jansen, who will get it back to Zach McDonald. Jalen Williams to Zach McDonald now, and we'll get it back as it's stolen away. A pass right through the middle as it'll be laid up the other way. Nick Kataska will open up the second half with a layup as a collision at midcourt. Leposki and a Jansen. Both players back up, right side into the corner for Alex Palm. Back out to Zach McDonald. Over the left side for Gus Sanford. Right elbow, stops, falls to the ground, but back up. Zach for a 3, knocks it down, and good for Zach McDonald, 45-18. Little over a minute into the start of the second half. Leposki now to Harmala the other way for number 4 and Cruz Magazzini. Harmala, top to left side, dribbles his way to the top of the key inside the free throw circle, dishing it back out now to Leposki after a pass from Magazzini. Left corner now, Leposki drives along the baseline. Right corner, Magazzini for a 3, good. Back up to a 30-point lead now. It'll be 48-18.
Magazzini's got 12 on the night, all 3-pointers.
That they all have been, and all of them from the corner. Pick one, whichever one you like. That's where he's made them this evening. Zach McDonald in the left corner being defended by, that'll be Leposki as he pokes the ball out of the hand of Zach and goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Gobblers. McDonald inbounds to Jalen Williams right in front of the team bench. McDonald dribbles his way out of trouble to the right side for Zach McDonald for a 3 the other way. Leaves it short. Fights for a rebound. Goes off the hand of Magazzini and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Gobblers. Good pursuit by Zach there, knowing that the shot was going to be a little bit short. Tried to fight for a rebound, knowing he wasn't going to be able to get it, so he decided to swat it out. It went off a Patriot player. Jalen Williams near the top of the circle now. Looks towards that left side for a pass to Zach, which he will. To Landon, fires a jumper off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Nick Kataska. And long stretch pass out now underneath the basket for Rashavi up off the glass, and we'll get a free throws opportunity now as Rashavi will head his way to the free throw line as foul goes against Landon Jansen. Be Landon's first. Shabby at the line. First time for him tonight. First end of 2 is good. 15:41 to play here in the first half. A little after 8 o'clock here this evening. Second free throw is good. 50-18 the score. 15:40 to go. Gobblers down of 50-18. Gus Sanford across the timeline, gets it over to Jalen Williams, right side to Zach McDonald. Hesitates, jumps in the lane now to Landon Jansen, jumps it in and good. Timed it just right, did Landon, and we'll get the and one opportunity as well. Rashavi will be called for his first. Team's first of the half as well. Both teams at 1 foul apiece. 50-20. 50-21. Landon's and one free throw completed. Landon now with 9 points in the ball game. Where's that? 10 now for Landon.
No, that is 9. They
9.
corrected
Okay.
it at halftime.
Gotcha. Left corner for Magazzini. Guess what? He made another 3 from the corner.
Talking at halftime to a couple parents out there that this zone defense just is not working for us. We collapse and then leaving them wide open in the corner.
15:03 to go. Foul called against the Gobblers. This one's going to be against
Taska's third.
Against the Patriots. That'll be foul number 3 for him. Or foul number 2, excuse me. Foul number 2 on number 3. Inbound to Gus Sanford just outside the paint now to Landon. His shot blocked halfway up by Sam Rashavi, and it lands in the hands of Magazzini, who hands it off to Kataska to Eli Leposki. Leposki with 18 points in this ball game, and will try to go for 20, which he does.
First bucket of the second half.
53-21, 14 and a half minutes to go. Sanford that is. Now to Jansen near the top of the corner, top of the key I should say. 3 from McDonald, strong off the backboard. Lands in the hands of Kataska. We come back the other way for the Patriots. Rashavi in the paint, cleanly ripped out of the hands by Landon Jansen. And Gus Sanford will take it across the timeline. Right side layup blocked once again by Rashavi, and we come back the other way. Fire wagon basketball down the other length of the court. 3 from the right corner, no good. It was a little outside the corner, I should say, so that won't fully blemish the rapport of Cruz and Magazzini tonight, but missed 3 from Magazzini. 55-21 remains the score. Layup from Williams off the back of the iron and kicks out into the hands of Kataska.
We get shots like that, we're going to have to finish them.
Have to do that.
Open
yes.
look, layup, and we're missing those.
13 and a half to go. Sam Rashavi being defended by Landon Jansen. Back out to Ryan Harmala. Cross-court pass over to Eli Leposki to Kataska near the right corner. Feeds it to Rashavi just outside the perimeter, and we'll get it back over to Harmala, top of the key, now left side. Getting a screen is Leposki. Stretch pass inside, and it'll be a layup. Can't get it initially. Blocked this time after the rebound by Alex Palm. And the Gobblers get it back the other way from Gus Sanford. Back out to Jalen Williams, top of the key. 3 from Landon Jansen. Not strong enough as it was tipped out of the air, but Kataska comes out with a loose ball for the Patriots.
It's Kataska's 5th board of the night, tied with Sam with 5 apiece.
Takes out a couple of chairs, does Kataska, falling out of bounds, but back up in a flurry. Now to Harmala, to Leposki down along the left baseline. Magazzini for a 3, no good. Rebound down to Gus Sanford, the full head of steam to Alex Palm, I should say. Palm's shot high off the rim, trying to fight for a rebound, and it'll be Rashavi with the board. And Harmala going to be impeded upon, and a foul called against Zach McDonald. It'll be foul number 2 for Zach. And we'll see Micah Lane checking in, Eli Christie. Also seeing Grant Logue for Pequot Lakes, Evan Rude, and Braden Spiska also joining the fray with Carson Thurlow. So 4 out of 5 change for the Patriots. 12:20 to go. Jumper just inside the arc, halfway down, kicks back out long, fight for a rebound. It's going to be picked up by Carson Thurlow. Patriots will keep it. Now back to Leposki at the top of the circle now. Pass just outside the perimeter again. The free throw lane that is. Back out to Leposki for three. He buries one. 58-21, 23 points, Eli Leposki tonight. Jalen Williams from the right elbow dishes it out to Micah Lane. Looking for a pass to penetrate. Gets it back to Gus Sanford on the right wing. Now we'll go in the free throw lane. Stops, pops a shot. Sanford no good. Rebounded down to number 22 and Evan Rude. 11.5 to play, 58-21. Spiska back out to Leposki for a three. Back-to-back threes from Leposki. It's a 40-point lead, 61-21, 26 for Leposki as Gus Sanford the other way to Micah Lane. Up off the window, knocks it in. And gets the layup to go off the bank. 61-23 with 11 minutes to play. Leposki, back-to-back threes. Shot missed as it'll go back to the Gobblers. Gus Sanford taking his time, watching for all Patriots to be in his front view as opposed to his peripheral. Through the lane, nice layup by Gus Sanford. And he'll make it now 61-25. 10.5 to play. Patriots the other way with the basketball. Couple of tight ball games on the airwaves and even a close hockey game as well. Foul called on the floor. Foul goes against, I believe this one, Alex Palm for the Gobblers.
Alex's second foul of the night.
Over on Cash 95, 3WI 3-0. Northern Lakes on top of International Falls. And then also, and halftime on Skeeter 101.5, Crosby Ironton on top of Staples Motley. 41-25, that halftime score.
That's at Staples?
That's at Staples.
Okay.
Patriots with the basketball, 10.5 to go, 61-25 over the Aitkin Gobblers here from the Aitkin High School gym. Bodies go flying in, hitting the deck. A charge called against the Patriots. The number 21, Grant Logue, that will be his first. 61-25. As Gobblers will get the basketball. Cross half court, Gus Sanford to Eli Christie. Christie just outside the paint, fires up a shot, missed, and collected by Braden Spiska, number 15, as he'll hand it off now to Harmala across the timeline. Spiska to the top of the key now. Logie gonna fire a three, no good. Landon Jansen gets a rebound. Gives it up to Gus Sanford. Now he'll cross the timeline in the paint. Stops, fires up strong, and not enough as Rashavi gets a rebound. And here comes the Patriots back the other way. Brian Harmala, 9.5 to go. Dribbling off the defender in Zach McDonald. Top of the perimeter now. Will back out. Now gets it over to number 15, Braden Spiska. Spiska at the top of the circle now to Sam Rashavi. Rashavi hands it off to Harmala, who's going to fire an awkward three, but still effective nonetheless.
Harmala's first points of the night.
64-25, 9:11 to play as turnaround jumper from Landon. Hits off the back of the iron, hits off the front, kicks off the side, and goes out. And Rashavi gets a rebound and hands it off to Harmala as he comes across half court. Harmala gets a screen, but will have the ball taken away, but collects it back again to Logie inside the arc. Under 9 to play here, now a 64-25 game. Spiska avoiding the travel. We'll get it over to Harmala at the top of the key now. A couple substitutions wait for the Patriots. Harmala back over to Spiska on the left side. Looking for that lead pass inside. Blocked halfway up. Rashavi is denied, but Alex Palm is going to be called for a foul apparently.
Smile on Alex's face because I think he blocked that one clean.
Certainly looked here from this vantage point.
He called it on the wrist, which it wasn't because he got all ball. The only call you could make was a body call there.
Now with under 9 minutes to play, over 30-point advantage. Clock will continue to run. First free throw from Rashavi is good, 65-25. As Eli Leposki, Gavin Kennan check back in for the Patriots. Second free throw, good from Rashavi. Jalen Williams checks in for the Gobblers. Under 8 to go here in this contest, 66-25. Patriots will be at home next week while the Gobblers will be on the road for a good stretch next week alone, as well as a shot denied from Alex Palm by Rashavi. And the Patriots come back the other way. A left corner three from Spiska is good. 69-25, 7:20 to go. Left side now for the Gobblers at the free throw line. Back out. Zach McDonald for a three, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be Leposki who collects it. Across the timeline in the right corner now for Braden Spiska. Back to Harmala, who will go over now to Gavin Kennan on the right wing. Right corner is cycling around. Leposki getting a screen from Rashavi. Works it back towards the left. Pass now back to the right for Spiska to Rashavi inside the perimeter. And back out to Harmala. Kennan, top of the circle. Right elbow. Kicks a pass back out in the right wing now for to Harmala, who gets it over to Spiska. Back to Harmala. The Leposki right in front of the bench for the Patriots. Harmala now on the right side gets another screen from Rashavi. Left alone for a three. Leposki off the side of the iron, no good. Loose rebound. It's collected by Jalen Williams with under just a little over 6 minutes to play. Alex Palm up off the glass finishes the shot. 69-27 with 6 minutes to go. Leposki skipped down low for Gavin Kennan up off the glass. Left alone, everybody keying in on Leposki to finish it, but Leposki found a teammate underneath and gets Gavin Kennan more points. 71-27. And Zach McDonald to Landon Jansen, turnaround jumper in the lane, not enough, as it is rebounded by Alex Palm. Back to Jalen Williams, who stretches out of a three for Zach McDonald. Knocks down a three. 71-30 with 5.5 to go. As we get a stoppage here on the floor. Quick timeout taken on the floor. I think we'll take it with him as well. 71-30 our score. A Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
We inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
CO.com.
5:25 to play here with a running clock on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com. 71-30, Pequot Lakes on top of the Aitkin Gobblers in a Section 7-2A, as well as a Mid-State Conference matchup here tonight as well. Patriots with the basketball, getting it inside now. Getting a couple more backup players in. A three from the left side, and good for Gavin Kennan. 74-30. Checking in Leo Bowles and Dolchek. Number 25 for the Patriots in for the first time tonight. Jalen Williams to Micah Lane. Turnaround shot from the right elbow, no good. Kennan with a board. Gives it up to Nick Kataska with under 5 to go. Kataska. Top of the circle. Pass now to the right side for Braden Spiska. Spiska looks a penetrating pass to Bowles and Dolchek out in the right corner now, trying to fight off a reach. It will be the left side for Kataska now, feeding a pass down low. Ball loose out on the floor. Gobblers come out with it, with Gus Sanford getting in and breaking up the pass. McDonald to Jalen Williams for a three off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded down to number 21 in Grand Logue. Slow over 4 minutes to play. 74-30. 44-point advantage. Matt serves me correct on a Friday night. Charge called against the Patriots. as Jalen took the contact, and the Gobblers will get the ball back. Foul on Kataska, now his 4th foul. Officially 4 fouls for number 3. And we'll see.
The Patriots have 10 guys with a rebound tonight.
We heard in the pregame show with Coach Spiska, rotation anytime, any night. About 10 guys seeing action, 10 kids, I should say. Maverick Ackerman in for the first time tonight as well for the Patriots as well, number 14 for Pequot Lakes. Gus Sanford, 3 from the left corner is no good, but a rebound down to Michael Lane. It's stripped out of his hands, and the Patriots come out with it. Stretching now for Leo Bowles and Dolchek. He comes out with it, colliding on the scores table. 3 from Logie on the left side, no good. Ball still loose. Who touched it last? It will go to the Gobblers. Stoppage here with some substitutions. Seeing a couple more checking. Connor Quayle and also Clay Erickson for the Patriots checking in. Landon Jansen back in for the Gobblers. As Gus Sanford will take the inbound, work it across the timeline with under 3 to play. Sanford's going to fire up a 3-pointer. He knocks down a 3. 74-33, 2.5 to go. Gobblers do trail. Erickson with the pass on the left wing. Now back up top for Ackerman. Gets over to Logue at the free throw line. Looks for a pass back out to Leo Bowles and Dolchek. Right side now for Clay Erickson. Erickson dribbles his way. Back to the left, a pass for Logue. In the middle for Bowles and Dolchek. Back out to 34 on the right wing in Clay Erickson. Working around the perimeter to Logue. Bowles and Dolchek from the left elbow to 34 and Clay Erickson. Looking to drive, stopping, back out for a pass to Ackerman at the top of the circle for number 31, and Connor Quayle. Bowles and Dolchek, shot no good, rebounded down to Gus Sanford across half court. Leads out to Alex Palm, who'll go up off the glass to finish the shot. 74-35 with a minute 40 to play. Ackerman for the Patriots. To number 34, Clay Erickson. Erickson to Logue on the right side. Now we'll get it to Connor Quayle. Avoids getting impacted, and a layup off the glass for Connor Quayle between him and Bowles and Dolchek. And a stoppage here out on the floor. Substitutions looks like for the Gobblers, checking in with a minute 15 to play. Getting some substitutions in as well for that timeout, I believe, just called real quick. See Braden Smith, Brecken Williams, Andrew Martinson, Blaze Sanford checking in. Gobblers only have 4. Now we'll get a 5th player back out as one too many Gobblers checked out. Now we have 5 out on the floor. Minute 15 to go. Brecken Williams takes the inbound from Braden Smith with a minute 13 counting downward here in the ball game. 76-35. Andrew Martinson in the right corner loses the handle, slips down on the floor, and they're going to call a foul, I believe. It's Martinson almost doing these splits there. Thankfully back up. As foul called against Grant Logue, his second. Stoppage here, a whistle by the official. Now we'll get a substitution for Landon. Nathan Price coming in. Under a minute to go. 76-35. Martinson inbounds to Brecken Williams. Now we'll go to Andrew Martinson in the right corner. Stretch pass out to Brecken Williams. Back to Braden Smith. Looks to drive. Down low for Blaze Sanford. Leaves a shot and will go a roll right in for Blaze Sanford. 76-37 with 30 seconds to go. Outlet pass to Maverick Ackerman. Ackerman into the corner. No, he'll actually go back to Clay Erickson to Quayle. Now back to Erickson. Leo Bowles and Dolchek as the Patriots will work it around the perimeter. Quayle will go for the layup and rolls it in off the fingertips. 78-37. Connor Quayle as the Gobblers will bring it across half court to Andrew Martinson. Martinson to Brecken Williams in the free throw circle to Braden Smith, who's going to fire up a 3, and that will be no good. And that will do it. 78-37. Gobblers fall here tonight at home. We'll get much more coming up here. Post-game show report. Hopefully catch word from Coach Scott Stanfield here for the Gobblers coming up here tonight as well. 78-37 our final score here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
Aitkin Health Services is hiring additional nurses and CNAs. All new hires will receive a $4.75 per hour wage in addition to and above regular pay scale. Contact Aitkin Health Services to inquire on these positions or visit sfhs.hcshiring.com. St. Francis Health Services and Affiliates is an equal opportunity employer.
It's been a family tradition since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School tonight here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. For those also tuning in to yourliveevent.com. Final score tonight, 78-37. Gobblers fall to Pequot Lakes here. Boys high school basketball here this evening. A tough one from the very going in this contest with the likes of Paul Volt, Jeremy Jansen jumping into our post-game show here tonight, Jeremy. And obviously, too, from the very beginning, obviously, the Gobblers gave up any opportunities on the offensive end. It was going to be, it was going to be a hard chance for them to continue to keep up against this Pequot Lakes team tonight.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of offensive opportunities, and we didn't cash in early, and they took advantage. They got off to a quick start, 8-0, and then it was 14-4, and it just kind of got away from us early. And again, you coming off a week and not playing games, it's right. You're not in that rhythm, and you need that in basketball. So hopefully the Gobblers get back on track next week and start playing a little better basketball.
Certainly do, because they're going to be on the road all next week as well. As, of course, we'll talk more about that here with the post-game show. It didn't seem overall. How many turnovers did the Gobblers finish up with tonight, did you?
10 turnovers.
Only 10 turnovers.
Yeah, Pequot had 4.
Okay.
Rebounds was the big difference, 27-7.
There you go.
And so it all rebounded and second chance points, and so we had a lot of one-and-done opportunities. So, yeah.
It was a very interesting observation you brought up during the halftime show as well, that it just felt like the way things went in that first half, Gobblers didn't take a lot of shots, and especially when you don't take a lot of shots and lead to a turnover without getting a chance to shoot the ball, again, that's how you fall behind early.
Yep, correct. We had 8 turnovers in the first half, and then you'd have one shot maybe, and it would, just quick and go in the other direction. So we just didn't rebound well, but ultimately they got a nice team, and there's a reason they sit at the top of the section right now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when they take on the Eskimos.
It certainly will be, and of course we'll talk more, including our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game to be announced, and hopefully a couple post-game interviews still coming up here tonight from Aitkin High School. By the final score, 78-37. Gobblers fall tonight here against Pequot Lakes. Take a break here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
This is Jim Berkemeyer, owner of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Together with Bernie, we're inviting you to join us on a tour of Victoria, Vancouver, and the Canadian Rockies, July 14th through 23rd. On this tour, we'll visit historic Victoria, tour the breathtaking Butchert Gardens, and experience the stunning scenery of the Canadian Rockies via rails train. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ. Learn more about this tour and watch the travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Remember the keyword RJ.
Coming June 23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kix, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Welcome back here tonight to the post-game show here on yourliveevent.com, as well as the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. As we take a look here at, of course, still waiting to get more updates with the out-of-town scoreboard as well here on the post-game show. Paul Volt, Jeremy Jansen here tonight. Again, last of update after two periods, it was a 3-0 lead for the Northern Lakes Lightning over International Falls here tonight. After two periods, yeah, that'll work just fine. And then we'll also hear on the post-game show still coming up. Of course, we'll get a couple of words with a couple of players of the game as well. Halftime score, Crosby Ironton over Staples Motley by the score of 41-25. Guys, you ready? Going to be joined here on our post-game show now here as well. We'll hand the microphone off here now. Cruz Magazzini as well, joining us here on the post-game show here tonight. Gentlemen, nice game here tonight. Of course, we do want to say thanks again for coming on the post-game show. But Cruz, tonight, how did it feel out there on the floor shooting? It looked like you're able to hit some shots there from the corner. It felt pretty comfortable for you.
Yeah, I just felt hot in these last few games, and we've all been shooting pretty well. And this was a game we just wanted to come out and beat them as much as we could.
5 straight wins for your team as well. And, obviously we talked with Coach Spiska in the pregame show, talking about using your guys' size a little bit, but also when you can get that couple that size with the shooting as well, it has to be a pretty good feeling knowing that you can get that all together and put an overall good performance for your team.
Yeah, we're a lot bigger and a lot longer wingspan than most other teams around here, so we got to take advantage of that and get more boards and keep winning our games.
Absolutely. You got a big section matchup as well against ESCO coming up next week. I know it's been a busy part of your schedule as well now. Of course, now winning 12 of your last 13 games, but certainly a good matchup against ESCO coming up next week too. But a lot of good things to take away from this game too.
Yeah, we'll be ready for it.
Hand the microphone off to Eli here. Eli Leposki, our big deal player of the game. Crews, stick around as well. We got a prize for you as well. Not a prize, but an old post-game award here too for us here on the post-game show. Eli Leposki tonight, and he finished, 26 points or something like that tonight, Jeremy?
I think it was 26, yeah.
Well, as Eli Leposki joins us here on the post-game show here tonight, our big deal player of the game. Eli, just want to say, of course, how'd you feel there out on the court tonight for you shooting-wise tonight?
I felt good. Past whole games have been rough, so to come out tonight and shoot that like that was pretty nice, and especially against them because a little bit of a rivalry, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was fun to play against them like that.
No, that's definitely one thing. Another thing, too, we wanted to talk about it, how the physicality of this matchup, too. How did you think your team kind of fared against Aitkin tonight with that?
Well, we knew we're going to be really physical down low, and I thought we stood our ground down there. I think we rebounded really well. Didn't turn the ball over as much tonight, and our bigs finished the ball.
Especially in the first half that we took notice from up here is that Aitkin created offensive chances very limited in that first half, but then you guys were able to force turnovers and take it down the other way for layups as well. And on the defensive side, it has to feel pretty good for that point to be able to create points off those turnovers and be able to eliminate a team in some of those offensive chances.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff we run is pressuring the ball, and I think our defense has really stepped up this year from last year. So having those opportunities to get those easy buckets, as we call them, is just a really good feeling.
Absolutely. Eli Leposki, our big deal player of the game tonight. Cruz Magazzini as well, joining us here on the post-game show. Our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game as well. There you go, gentlemen. Thanks so much. We appreciate it here tonight as well. Of course, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game brought to you by Enbridge. Enbridge thanks you for supporting the Line 3 replacement project. Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it was done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. And, of course, our big deal player of the game brought to you by all of our wonderful sponsors, Brandel Motors of Aitkin, Riverwood Healthcare, Willys Marine of McGregor, Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, Advantage, Seamless Gutters in Baxter, and Newman Construction. Big deal player of the game, Eli Leposki. Enbridge Energy player of the game, Cruz Magazzini, here tonight as we now get a chance to catch up with head coach for the Pequot Lakes Patriots. Coach Rich Spitzka joins us here on the postgame show. Coach, what did you see there on the floor there for your team tonight that led to this win for your team?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of simple things we did really well over and over again. Defensively, I thought we were pretty active in the right spots, and offensively, we've been talking all year. If we don't turn the ball over and we space the floor out, and make some shots, we're going to be, pretty solid. And, we made a lot of shots tonight. Tonight was a little extreme. But, the biggest thing I would say is on offense, our spacing was as good as it's been. We spread them out and were able to find the right ones.
And that was one thing, too. Another thing looking at is breaking through the zone on the defensive side of Aitkin, too, that find a lot of those open looks, and lo and behold, Cruz Magazzini was good from the corners tonight, and he certainly did help with Eli, especially leading the way, pacing the other end of the floor too.
Yeah, we've been working with Eli a little bit. He's got the ball in his hand so much that I think he tries to do too much sometimes, and just letting the game come to you. And if it's not there, it's not there. Reverse it and run it again. And he did a really, really good field tonight. Saw the floor really well. Obviously, you make shots, everything gets a little bit easier. So, no, it was good to see. It was a good effort by our kids.
Coach, also we talked about in the pregame show the physical side of the matchup tonight against Aitkin. How do you think the team fared in that physical matchup?
I think we did okay. Physically, if it was a feat of strength, we probably would lose. But we're so long that we're able to make up for it. We're able to, shut down passing lanes and tip passes and get offensive rebounds just because of our length. So we were able to, be in the right position, take advantage of that, and just be able to play through some of the bumps and. Kids that we did a really nice job responding to pretty much everything tonight.
Coach, next week, Tuesday, matchup at home against ESCO as well. Another sectional matchup for your team, too. And, again, we're getting to that part of the schedule. A lot of games in a short amount of time. And, obviously, too, more and more, ramifications in the later end of the year, too.
Yeah, ESCO, they play 100 miles an hour. They play as fast as anybody I've seen in high school in quite a while. So, we're going to have our hands full. I mean, we have Esco, Park Rapids, and Perham all next week, so we kind of got a gauntlet next week, and then we follow that up. I think we got Bemidji and Crosby the week after that, so and we're going to find out who we are in the next 5.
Coach, we certainly do appreciate the time for you coming over to speak with us as well. Safe travels back. Talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Coach Rich Spitzka for the Pequot Lakes Patriots. Speaking of that matchup against Esco coming up, we'll have that game on Tuesday. That'll be on Talk 100 KLKS. Take another break. Maybe start winding things down here in the post-game show. Pequot Lakes takes down Aitkin Gobblers tonight 78-37 here on the Gobbler, yourliveevent.com.
Aitkin Gobblers Action with Your Live Event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of Your Live Event and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aitkin. Enjoy the broadcast.
Coming June 23rd through the 25th at Brainerd International Raceway, the Midwest Premier Country and Rock Festival. Lakes Jam presented by R&J Broadcasting. On the Bud Light main stage, hear John Party, Tesla, Gabby Barrett, Warrant, Kix, Mark Wills, and more. It's more than a music festival with watercross, drifting, poker tourneys, lawnmower racing, and more. For tickets and more information, visit lakesjam.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
Delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Bacchus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC, online at shrubexcavating.com.
Welcome back here to Aitkin High School tonight here on the Gobbler as well as yourliveevent.com. Starting the process of wrapping things up here tonight. 78-37 our final score here from Aitkin High School. Pequot Lakes boys defeat the Aitkin Gobblers tonight. Now the Pequot Lakes Patriots 13-3 on the season. Again, they're at home on Tuesday against number 19 ranked Esco. That game will be on Talk 100 KLKS. Gobblers going to be on the road on Tuesday to open up a nice road stretch for them. They're going to be at Barnum on Tuesday as well. Gobblers now have dropped 5 in a row, 8 of their last 9. Patriots have won 5 in a row, 12 of their last 13 in the win column. And taking a look here, again, some of those final numbers. Again, we did have Eli Leposki, our big deal player of the game, 26 points tonight, 4 rebounds for him. And then Magazzini finishing, 15 points tonight?
15 points, 2 boards, yep. On the Gobblers side, Landon had 9 points and a board. Gus had 7 and 4 boards. Alex Palm was 6. And Zach McDonald was 6. And Eli Christie with 5.
Quick check of our out-of-town scoreboard update over on Skeeter 1015. Crosby Ironton wins a 72-44 over Staples Mountain. Carson Turk, 38 points in the win for the Rangers as well. Post-game action over on Skeeter 1015 as well. But again, this one, another tough one for the Gobblers as well. Getting off to a good, again, another fast start, but then just couple of things slowing down the offense, but not creating a lot of offensive chances. Did hurt the Gobblers in the early goings of the game, and then Pequot Lakes took full advantage. And you give any team an inch, and it seems like Pequot Lakes takes a foot on the offensive end for them.
Yeah, the issue is when you play a good team, no matter what sport it is, you give them extra chances. They're going to make you pay. Not that we gave a whole bunch. We only turned the ball over 10 times. We just didn't convert offensively. We got behind early. And you got to play a near perfect game when you're playing a team of this caliber with this much depth. And Gobblers would, going to get another chance to do it. And so hopefully they learn from this. They take next week. They forget about this one and go play 4 good games next week.
4 games all out on the road as well. Next game here on the Gobbler will be coming up Tuesday. The Aitkin girls will be taking on the likes of Crosby Ironton right here on the Gobbler, as well as your live event.com. Speaking of which, with our broadcast schedule tomorrow, we're going to be busy for a whole multitude of reasons. Early start over on Skeeter 101.5 with the Saturday Sports Wrap. 9 a.m. start from 9 to 11, but then we're going to be breaking in a couple of different times with Cross Lake Winterfest on our various stations of homegrown local radio. The Cañon Lakes Chamber Fishing Tournament, we'll get some updates from out there on Skeeter 101.5. And then we'll also have NCAA men's basketball, a doubleheader on 3WI AM 1270 with UConn and Villanova, followed by Purdue and Michigan, a 10:45 pregame start. Sunday, we'll have the Pro Bowl, Gopher men's basketball, and Timberwolves basketball as well on Skeeter 101.5 as well. But then early next week, we'll be right back in it with basketball coverage on the airwaves of homegrown local radio. 78-37 our final score here tonight. Gobblers fall here tonight against the Pequot Lakes Patriots. Well, wrapping things up here tonight as well from Aitkin High School. Big thank you to everybody who is tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Big thank you to both head coaches, Scott Stanfield and Coach Rich Spiska, for joining us here in any sort of capacity. Big thank you to Jeremy Jansen for doing book and also joining us on the broadcast as he has done here this season. Again, the Gobblers fall tonight, 78-37, 3-11 on the year. Pequot Lakes Patriots 13-3 on the year as well. Of course, we'll be back in action coming up Tuesday here on the Gobbler with the matchup Crosby, Ironton, and Aitkin right here on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com. But be sure to stay tuned to update with everything going on with our coverage of high school sports by checking our full broadcast schedule at rjbroadcasting.com. Well, right now, we're going to send you right back to your regularly scheduled programming. Gobblers fall tonight here against Pequot Lakes. This has been a proud presentation of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Don't forget as well to thank our sponsors. Sponsors, we can't do this without their support as well. Be sure to thank our sponsors with your patronage and always shop local. Until next time, this is Paul Volt signing off from Aitkin High School. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you next time. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM Translator 103.1, as well as yourliveevent.com. You have a wonderful rest of your Friday night. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks again, everybody.